In this video, I will be showing you how to digitize a map. Alright, so I'll be using an example from a previous video which we have done before. Now let's say you have something like this, a map like this. This is just a base map. And as you can see, if you look at the table of contents, we really don't have so much content there. It's just the test location, which I've just turned off. Alright, so to digitize a map, it simply means to make these features come alive. For instance, you can see streets here, we can see building tops here, we can see a river, we can see a green area, and we can see some other features, but we have no control over these. This is just a base map. So how do we take control of these different features of the map? We do that through digitizing. Alright, so here's what we do. So to start, we simply go to your catalog. Alright, then you can simply click on this to go to your default geo database. Now this here is our default geo database. I already have some information there. So I want to create streets. Okay, I want to create streets, map the streets. So I'm just going to right click on this. I'm going to go to new. I'm going to click on feature class. Okay, so I'm going to wait for it to load up. Now streets are essentially lines, right? Okay, so first of all, I'm just going to name this streets. I'll still give it an alias called streets. Now this feature class, like I said, are essentially lines. So we will choose the line features here, and then I'm just going to click on next. And the geographic coordinate system, we're going to set it to our WGS 1984, which is what we should always use, except prompted otherwise. So I'm going to go to next, finish. So I'm just going to give it some time to process all of this. Fine. Now you notice here to my left in the table of contents, you see this added streets. However, there's really nothing about this in your map. So we're going to create this now. So I'm going to right click on this, and I'm going to click on edit feature and then click on start editing. So here we have it. Okay, now I'm going to come to your create feature dialog box here. I'll click on streets, and then your construction tool, I'll make sure I select line. Now you see your cursor changes to this kind of cross hairs here. So you can begin to trace over the streets. Alright, like this, for instance. I'm tracing over the streets. You see what I'm doing? This one here is a long street, so I'm just going to take it all the way. All the way here. Okay, so I can right click and I'll say finish sketch. Alright, so I'm not done. Now I'm still going to come to this edge here, and I click there. Then I now take this route. I go like this, go like this. So what I'm simply doing is to trace the streets here. Okay, and I finish sketch. Okay, and I come here now. Click on this, then I go this way, right click, finish sketch, then I come here, go this way, and finish here, Then I come here. Then once you just point to the street part, it shows you a snap tool. The snap tool comes up. Okay. And I finish sketch. I do the same thing here up to this point. I finish sketch. Same thing here. Okay, so I would do the same thing for all the streets. So I'm going to do the same thing for all the streets here until I am done. So you can as well use the finish parts, okay, so that you can, oh dear, I mistakenly erased that, so I'll just have to do this again. So I come back here, come down. So I right click, finish parts. And when you finish, if you click on finish sketch, it just takes you out of the drawing entirely. But when you click on finish parts, you can still continue from where you left off. Alright, so this is what I'm going to do all through, and then probably when I'm done, I'll just click on finish sketch, and I think I can decide to stop there. Alright, now I can decide to add, you can see another road here, which is a major road. So for this one, I'm just going to click on save edits, then click on stop editing. Okay, now I have the content here. I have the content in my table of content, the feature in my table of content. Now I can decide to edit that street, and once you double click on the symbology, you have different types of street symbols that comes up. So you can choose anyone. I decide to use anyone that comes up. Okay, this for railroad, residential. Okay, so let's use this and see what it's like. Let's use that. Now it essentially must have changed this. Let us zoom in and see what we got. Okay, so this is what it's like. Let's try another type. Let's try another type. Let's say we use this one. Okay, so you see what it's like. So if I turn off the base map, you'll be left with something like this. So I can decide to turn off streets and turn them on. Okay, so let me turn on the base map. Now notice here we have a major road. So I might decide to add another feature class, and I'm going to label it major road. And then also have buildings here. Now let's add a feature class and name them buildings. So once again, go to catalog, in your default GDB, I'm going to go to new, I'm going to go to feature class, I'm going to call it buildings, and the alias 10. Now of course the buildings are more like a polygon feature, so I'm going to leave it at this. I'm going to click next to the end until I finish. Alright, so here we have the layer added to table of contents. So once again, I right click on edit feature and start editing. Then I come here, click on buildings, and I choose, and this is different kinds of polygons here. But because the buildings here are not, they're not all rectangles, so I might just choose to use this one here called polygon. So all I need to do is to click from end to end. Okay, right click, finish sketch, come here, click from end to end. Something like this, right click, finish sketch. Okay, and I come here, it's like the shape of an L. So I go this way, so I go this way, and go this way, and then I go this way, and right click, finish sketch. So we're gonna do that for all these building tops we have here. So we're done with that. Once again, you come to editor, click on save edit, and then go back and click on stop editing. Alright, so here we have the building layer. So if I turn off the base map, all you'll be left with are the streets and the buildings. So I can decide to turn off the buildings and turn them back on. Now I can choose a symbology by double clicking that. So I can choose it, maybe I want to choose a hatch pattern or something like this. Now of course, you can always edit it by clicking on edit symbol. When you click on edit symbol, you have more options to edit that symbol, that symbology. Alright, so I'm just going to click on OK on this, and I'll click on OK. And you see that the buildings now have some hatches, but the hatches, the difference, the interval is just too large. So I'm just going to close it up a bit. So I'll click on edit symbols, and then probably the separation, I will reduce it to say, let's call it 1. And click on OK, click on OK. Fine, so this looks better. So here I have my buildings. So you see, this is what we can do. Now you notice here that for the polygons, you have options. When I digitize the river, I can choose to use any of this. You see swamp, you see water. Okay, when I digitize this grassland, then you can pick any of this. For instance, scatter trees, grassland, and all of that. So you have options for the different features there in your map. So what I've just done, ladies and gentlemen, is to digitize this map. And this is what you can do for any map using the base map you have selected. So I hope this video helps. Thank you for watching.